Hey everyone, I'm just going to do my reflection on the gospel for today. And the gospel today is basically people asking Jesus for a sign. And why would they ask him for a sign? Because they don't love him. And because if they loved him, they wouldn't ask him for a sign. They would just believe him. But they ask him for the sign to test him. And he's basically sighs and says, why does this generation demand a sign? I tell you solemnly, no sign shall be given to this generation. And then he leaves them and he goes away to the opposite shore. And you see this in the Old Testament as well, where Jonah asked for a sign and he was swallowed up by the whale. And people say that's a fantastic story. It didn't happen. But just a few years ago, there was somebody that was swallowed by a whale. And then the whale spat him out, and he was inside that belly of that whale. So things like this really do happen. Maybe it sounds like it's just a story to us in this day and age, but it's not. It's historical fact that's being recorded. And so that's the sign. And one of my uncles in Zimbabwe, he used to always tell me that, even if people leave the church, the Christian church, they never really leave. Because once you're Christian, you're Christian. Even you can go and join any other religion in the world, like anything. You can go and join anything, whatever it is, of a different faith. And you can decide that, okay, I'm not going to be Catholic anymore. I'm not going to be Christian anymore. I'm leaving this church and I'm going to go and join another church. But once you're baptized into this Christian faith, you never really can leave it because that Christ spirit is inside you. So you can convert. You can tell people, oh, I'm Muslim now, I'm Buddhist now, I'm atheist now. But once you've been baptized into our Catholic faith, into the Christian faith, you're always going to be Christian. And I hope people don't spoil the things that I've done in the church, with the Marians, with Blessed Sacrament, because they spoiled everything for me in the corporate world. Because they come in with their own ideas, and then you see things slowly start to go down until there's nothing left, that you don't even recognize the church anymore. So I hope they don't do in the church what they did in the corporate world, because I've done a lot of good in our church with the Marians, as a Marian helper, with Blessed Sacrament, at Newman Center, St. Basil's. I've helped a lot of people. So the priests need to be very careful who they're listening to and what they're listening to, because Vatican II had to happen. It had to happen for women like me who want our voices heard in the church and who want to make a difference. And the American bishops were very good to put through the changes. So I hope that things will not regress in the church. And I think it's good we've got an American Pope, because I like listening to the Mass in English. And the priests don't hold all the power. That's a false ideology. The priests serve just like we serve. Everybody serves in our church. And that's why even for Muhammad Ali, he might have called himself Muslim and said, oh, I'm a faithful Muslim and all that. But he said himself, his problem was weakness with women. And he couldn't be faithful to the women. And if you watch that movie, it's a very good representation of him, because he made that movie himself, The Greatest. He made that movie himself. He directed it. He put it together. So it's true to form. But deep down inside, part of him will always be Christian. Always. So, yeah, my uncle used to always tell me that. And he used to say, yeah, even if they leave the church, they're still Catholic. They can leave, they can join, they can go and join anything. They can claim to be Hindu, Muslim, atheist, but inside them they've got that Spirit of Christ. And for us as Catholics, we believe that there is no salvation outside the church, outside the Catholic Church. We believe in that real presence in the Eucharist, and we believe that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. There are elements of truth in other religions, in other practices. We believe that. But for us, there's no salvation outside of that light of Christ. And once you're baptized, that light of Christ is in you. That's what we believe. So that's why they asked Jesus for a sign, because they didn't love him. Otherwise, they wouldn't ask for a sign. And if you read the psalm for today, that's what we are asking for in the psalm. We're asking for the love of the Lord to be in us and to renew us. Because we know that we are poor in God's sight when it comes to our faith. And those who are rich in faith are humble before the Lord, because we still need him. Even if we are rich in our faith, we still need him. And that first reading shows us that your business will go on without you. When you leave this earth, you'll hand over that business to somebody else. But the Spirit of the Lord that is in you, that is what you will take with you when you leave this earth. So that's my teaching on it. And just to bring in a little bit about my uncle as well, I joined the Marians today for the Mass, and they prayed for the dead today. So it was nice for me, because I can also pray for my dad, whose death anniversary it was this week. And also today is Family Day in Canada. So it's a lovely celebration for me, because all of my family are outside of Zimbabwe now, my immediate family. There's nobody left there. And that's something to be grateful for. And we might not be physically together, but we are united in our love for each other. So that's my faith, and that's what I believe. And I do believe in the teachings of the church, and I hope the priests don't listen to every Dick, Tom, and Harry. I hope they keep to the good things and keep to what we have practiced and what we have built together, including Father Chris Ayla, because it's important. Some people claim to be part of the church, but they don't practice their faith. They don't come to the church, they don't worship, they don't come to Mass, and those are important tenets of our faith. So I want our priests to be very careful who they listen to, because I'm also very careful who I listen to.